Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everybody, happy Friday to you. We are going to be spinning that wheel today. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome all the moderators. We got Angie Olip, Potato, Shell is driving. Be safe, Shell. Thank you guys for coming in and keeping crowd control today. Hey Diana, what is up, you guys? We are going to be spinning that wheel before we end the live stream, but we're going to get into some of this new interview with Seth on News Nation. As you may or may not know, News Nation is owned by Nexstar. Nexstar sued me for copyright, even though every streamer on YouTube sits there and streams them. But we don't have the luxury of doing that over here at J is for Justice. So today we're going to be reading a transcript and I'll be role-playing the interview. So we will be discussing what was said in that interview because it is kind of a big deal, but we don't know if it's true. We don't know if the shit's true. So we'll find out, I guess, eventually. Karchi, what is up? Jammers, thanks for coming in. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. So if you're new here, we do what's called the Wheel of Friday. Friday is every Friday. But on those special Fridays when we make all of these goals above, the member goal, I have j4j411.live/tip, which bypasses the YouTube, getting their 40%. And then we have our super chat goal. And when we make those goals on that following Friday, we spin that wheel. So if you have donated up until yesterday, you're on the wheel. Anything today and forward is on the next wheel when we reach these goals. So thank you for playing, everybody. Hi, Teresa, my hometown friend. Love you so much. I hope you are having a great Friday, and I hope you're all going to have a great weekend ahead. Tomorrow we are live. We are going to be going over highlights of Daybell. It's going to be interesting. We've got some good testimony to talk about in days 10 and 11. We'll be doing that tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just had our first super sticker of the day from Betsy Leak. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. Thank you so much, Betsy Leak. You are a superstar. Thank you so much for your support, you guys. You guys are amazing. And Betsy just got her name not only on this wheel this week, but she's on it for the next week. And yeah, Ben, you're on the wheel, man. You are on the wheel. So first we're going to get into Seth and the PI's interview on News Nation. Hello, Mike Sanner. And then I have some clips that I had clipped from some other from Nancy Grace and some other things that I wanted to talk about. It's kind of going back in time, so to speak. But I think that it's very telling when you go back sometimes and, replay things. So I have some clips put together already. These shirts are big, by the way. If you order the J for J tie-dye, it says oversized and the shiz is oversized. Okay. So yeah, they're big. This one's almost too big. This is like, I don't even want to say I almost said it. I shouldn't even think that. No. Unyo that thought. So we can't watch the interview because they sue me for using their content. So I'm going to read it to you. Okay. So what we have is a 5-minute interview and its transcript. So the reporter starts off. She says, first of all, I can't imagine being in your shoes. Horrible choice of words, in my opinion. I'm so sorry, and I'm grateful that you're joining us tonight. I think our viewers need to understand that Sebastian was not physically in the home with you. You are no longer married to his mother, but I just want to check in with you. See how you're doing. And if you know anything tonight that you can share with us, anything new tonight. I think there's some words left off, but anyways, you get the gist. And here is Seth. And maybe this is easier than actually listening to him. You know, maybe this is easier to, you know, kind of talk about what he's saying. Jammers just got her name on the wheel again for next week. Thank you so much, Jammers, for using J4J411.live. All right. So it says, Seth responds, I just know that he's still missing. I know that. There's been really no leads. That's been shared with me by law enforcement. What's up, Kimmy? The reporter says back, when you say there's no leads, I don't know what airy heart. When you say there's no leads, are you working with law enforcement? Are they communicating with you? Seth, they're not communicating with me. If they are communicating with anybody, it would be my private investigator. Now, Heather's on the panel. Well, thank you, Potato. You're sweet. Heather's on the panel, and the reporter says, okay, Heather, I want to weave you into this conversation. You started working with Seth. Why are you working with Seth? And what can you tell us so far? Heather, the PI. Well, I had received several phone calls, people asking me to get involved in it until I was invited by a family member or law enforcement. Oh, I had received several phone calls, people asking me to get involved and something, I don't know, that's transcribed wrong. Until I was invited in by a family member. In other words, she wouldn't do it until she was invited in by a family member or law enforcement. And I did end up getting that phone call. A friend of mine said that they talked to Seth, that he was looking to hire someone. He was looking for somebody, a PI to hire, and he referred me. So I called Seth, and here we are. That was about 2 weeks ago. And law enforcement was standoffish at first with me. I think that's just because, you know, they had said, Seth can be hard to deal with because he's going through a lot right now. Yikes. You got LE telling the PI that Seth is hard to deal with. Now, hold on. Let's back up here because law enforcement knows what parents are like that are truly missing their children and know how to deal with them.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Can you see law enforcement telling the PI that Seth is hard to deal with? If it was just simple, like, you know, I want to know what you're doing. I want updates. What is he doing that they won't talk to him? Olive Juice said he immediately crossed his arms. Interesting. Body language. Okay. The reporter. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of trauma. Reporter. So what can you tell us so far about your investigation? What have you learned? What were the circumstances of the home of his mother and his stepdad? The thud that they heard. Notice how the reporter said the thud that they heard. They. Here's the PI. I can tell you that this is a domino effect of events. I believe that we have to go all the way back. Probably December and January are going to be key months There are a lot of events. There was a lot of turmoil surrounding Sebastian. We know Chris Proudfoot was in the middle of a custody battle with ex-wife. We know that the daughter did visit over Christmas. Sebastian was with Seth during that time. We know that. We know that there was a DCS referral in, I believe, February to the Stafford home. That call was likely determined to be unfounded. The case was closed, and that file is restricted at this time. I'm going to finish reading this, and then we'll go back through and analyze what she knows line by line. I know Seth said he's tried to find out more about that call, and he has not been successful in doing so. I know that says he has been, but it transcribed wrong. It says, she said he has not been successful in doing so. But I've also recently learned that there may have been some talk about Chris leaving Katie. I feel that probably had something to do with Sebastian. There may have been some trouble in paradise. So in other words, if I read between, well, we'll get over that. We'll get to that. Sorry. To me, these are all things that need to be considered. Could these things lead up to maybe Sebastian just feeling a certain kind of way and leaving? You know, if he overheard a conversation between Chris and Katie where Chris is saying he can't deal with it anymore, he's out. Whatever you know, that could have been a reason for Sebastian to just leave. Reporter. Was Sebastian safe at his mother's home? There was a very long pause in this video at that point. Seth, some things, I have mixed feelings about that. Reporter, were you addressing it with your former wife? Seth, information that has been brought to my attention has been information received since Sebastian has left. Reporter, the morning he left, what happened in the home? Can you answer that? Seth, something, I didn't get a call on my cell phone. Something about call on my cell phone that I didn't get until I got off work. Everything else, okay, call on my cell phone that I didn't get until I got off work. Everything else would law enforcement or speaking to Chris Proudfoot as to what happened. So why is he saying you would need to speak to Chris Proudfoot about what happened that morning if he wasn't there? Why is he not saying you'd need to ask Katie what happened that morning? I don't get it. Anything else would be law enforcement. In other words, you'd need to ask them. You'd need to ask law enforcement or speak to Chris Proudfoot as to what happened. So let me come to chat. We're going to go over what she said she knows. But I want to see what you guys are saying because I don't want to miss anything here. Ben says even the PI said dealing with Seth wasn't easy. Talking on every YouTube channel, yeah. Wouldn't the PI know how hard, easy he is to deal with, being that she is currently dealing with him and being paid? Right. So what is she saying here? Why is she saying LE has told her? And why would you say that publicly? Why would you say that publicly if LE has told her that? Like, why would you even repeat that? Angie B does not believe there was a thud. She believes that that was made up. Well, it came later. It wasn't in the initial story that she gave us, but what did she tell law enforcement? I'm wondering what KP and CP said to law enforcement about Seth, and that's why LE doesn't talk to him. So I'm not sure about this PI, and I'm not going to bash her or anything, but I am curious how she manages to be a PI that follows quote unquote cheaters. Because to follow cheaters, or like, I don't know if she's going to like dupe. Like, is she the type of PI that like hits on your husband at the bar and gets him to like fuck her? I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. I don't mean like F her, but you know what I'm saying? Like fuck around with her. And then she'd be like, yeah, he's a cheater. Y'all ever seen those shows where these women set up these men and then they actually do things with them? I'm not saying she does that, but how can you be inconspicuous and spy on cheaters and not be seen when you have red hair, blazing red hair, and you go on social media and you go on YouTube and you have a Discovery Plus channel reality show thing? Like, how do you sneak around on private eyes, you know, like as a private eye? Like, how do you hide in the bushes like that? It just slipped out. It's No Filter Friday. Yeah, the show Cheaters, fam. It's No Filter Friday. I'm wondering that, Davy Jones. I'm wondering who's really keeping an eye on who. I don't know. Let's go back and go through what PI knows. So she's saying we knew that Chris Proudfoot was already in this custody battle. We knew that. What's up, Kendo? Thank you for coming in. We know that. We knew that already. Okay, so we know that the daughter came for Christmas and Sebastian was with Seth during that time. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something sad that popped in my head. And that was that they did not allow him to see Faith when she came for Christmas. And that's why they were FaceTiming for hours and hours. I have a feeling that whatever turmoil surrounded Sebastian that the PI speaks about, that when baby girl Faith came to town, Sebastian had to go to Dad's. But he was sad, you know, he wanted to see his stepsister, but he probably could only FaceTime, and that's probably why they FaceTimed so much. Because Nina didn't say anything about him FaceTiming all the time. I'm thinking that that's what happened. So then if we go further, we have some kind of dealio in December where Sebastian was with Seth, Faith was with Katie and Chris. And imagine how that made poor Sebastian feel. You know? But I don't know. This is my opinion. I don't know if they let him be around Faith at that time or not. But I know we heard that Seth said there were hours and hours of FaceTimes between him and Seth. Or him and Faith. Sorry. Seth. I just combined their names. And then she says that she believes in February. And we kind of heard that it was the very end of January. We already knew this, that there was a CPS call. So really, that's nothing new. She's saying she believes. But what's weird to me is that she's saying it's unfounded and it was closed. If it was unfounded and closed. Now, I don't know if she's just saying this stuff because she can't say the truth, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And, we're no dummies over here. We know that if there is an investigation and that was unfounded and the case was closed, it wouldn't be restricted to the father, would it? I feel like the only way that it would be restricted to the father is if there was an investigation going on. But that's just my opinion. She says that call was likely determined to be unfounded. The case was closed and that file is restricted at this time. Who called CPS? We heard it was the school. Was it really the school? Could it have been Seth? Was Seth at his wit's end? Katie's not agreeing. All this shit's going on. I don't know, but they're saying that it was it's a restricted file. I'm just talking this through because none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. Trying to make sense of it doesn't even make sense.
I don't know.
Okay, so then she also says, I know he's tried to find out more about the call, and he has been unsuccessful in doing so. If they're restricting the father, there can only be really one reason for that. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, if they restrict the father from a closed, unfounded report on his own son, there's more going on. There's more to that story. And I'm sure it'll come out as the talking continues. Every time the mouth opens, it's nothing but loose lips.
We're all gonna have so much fucking fun.
Whoops. All right. Oh, I've also recently learned that there may have been some talk about Chris leaving Katie. And I feel that probably had something to do with Sebastian. There may have been some trouble in paradise, which I thought that comment was rather unprofessional myself, but hey, who the fuck am I? And then it says, to me, these are all things that need to be considered. Could these things have led up to maybe Sebastian feeling a certain kind of way and leaving? If you overheard a conversation between Chris and Katie where Chris is saying he can't deal with it anymore. He's out. I mean, she used those specific words. She didn't say he said he can't deal with, Sebastian's behaviors anymore. I mean, he's out. Whatever, that could have been a reason for Sebastian to just leave. Wait, what? Was Katie trying to save her marriage?
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
There's still no certain answers. It's restricted since he's a minor. Okay, but they should be able to get information if he's missing. Why would that be restricted? And furthermore, why is she telling us this? So that's the News Nation interview. Unfortunately, I can't play the body language from that. I wish I could, but I can't. So we're going to watch some other clips that I found very interesting that kind of tie into this interview. Okay. So the first one I think I want to watch. Do I want to do Vinny or Nancy Grace? So it's Vinny and Nancy Grace. Let's do Nancy first. And you guys are going to be shocked, I think, when you hear this, because this is something from a while ago. And everybody was up in arms. The Proudfoots friggin' lied to Nancy Grace. The Proudfoots lied to Nancy Grace. Well, so did Seth. I hate to break it to you all. Oh, Sherry, are you saying that they aren't telling Seth about an alleged closed CPS case? Yes, for his own son. He can't get any information on it, he says. He's had no luck. Hey, Teal Blue. Everybody that just joined, we went over the News Nation transcript, and now we are going to watch Seth on Nancy Grace. I just think it's important, if we're going to call out lies, we got to call them out on both sides, because we don't know where these people were. We don't know what the fuck was going on. We don't know anything about them. I don't know these people. So therefore, I don't trust any of them. And if law enforcement has not come out and stood there and said, we know that these parents have had nothing to do with this. Sorry about it. You're caught, lying to the people, especially when you're collecting funds. Then we need to talk about it. You can't just pick a side and blindly go, oh, he's the good guy, because he's the lesser of the two evils. Actually, they're quiet. They're not collecting money. They're not up the public's ass. They're not working social media. They don't have a private investigator that has a Discovery Plus show. But he's lying and he's collecting money. So I think it's only fair to point out lies. Because even more so, the public should be aware of what's being said and what's contradictory and what shouldn't be contradictory. So let's listen. Bring it all in. This isn't about making friends with the parents.
Why are people such idiots?
And this is one more thing I want to say before I play Nancy, because I love me some Nancy.
Did I ask you what somebody I don't even know thinks?
That's my mood today. Okay, here we go.
No. I mean, the only time he goes outside at night at my house is to put the trash in the trash can, which is right outside my front door.
Well, don't you think that's weird? Don't you remember Katie said that as well, that he went out, lifted the can, put the bag in, and came back inside? Now he's talking about Sebastian being the trash kid. I just thought that was I never caught that the first time. But I thought it was weird to bring up the taken out of the trash. Maybe it was done purposely. I don't know. Maybe some of these things are done to, maybe trigger someone, or, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's it.
I'm very curious about this. And one more thing, while it's on my mind, does he have social media, Seth?
No, he does not.
Okay, good. I can rule that out, or at least we don't think he does. Does he have a cell phone?
He does have a cell phone.
Where's the cell phone?
At his mom and stepfather's.
So he didn't take his cell phone. Seth, is he like every other boy in America glued to his cell phone? Does
When
he love
he
his
has
cell
access
phone?
to it, he loves it.
What do you mean by that? When does he have access?
When he has access to it, he loves it. He has no social media. but he has a phone. It gets better.
Says.
When he has access to like YouTube and stuff like that, he is glued to his phone because he likes to watch videos about Minecraft. And
When he has access to YouTube,
he likes to watch videos of people playing Minecraft.
Okay, you do know that is social media because people can talk to each other on Minecraft.
and YouTube is social media as well, Seth. Just so you know. Right. He's Sebastian the garbage man.
Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that. I found
what I'm
out.
talking about is the videos. He watches videos of people playing it on YouTube.
Does he play it?
I think he has it for his Switch at his mom's house, but he does.
Why is he lying? This is big. This is big because he was pissed. They took his Switch, they took his PlayStation 3, they took his PlayStation 4. Why the lies?
His mom's house, but he
The
does
little,
not.
yeah.
And he's glued to that all
Okay.
the time.
We need a forensic search of that phone pronto, Seth, because I find it very curious if he went voluntarily that he didn't take the phone with him. Okay? Because
this
it'd
isn't
be a
new.
cold day in HELL that either one of my 16-year-olds would go anywhere without their phone. And it's not just them. I mean, everybody takes their phone with them everywhere they go. It's like their magic wand. You can't be without it. So I find it interesting. Did the mom have the phone put away? Could he have taken it with him?
Most of the time, I've seen the phone plugged in on the counter on the little bar in their kitchen.
What? Where is he seeing Sebastian's phone plugged in on the little bar in the kitchen? How often does he go over there? I'm so confused. She asked about Sebastian's phone. Wait, let's go back and listen what Nancy asked again. Let's watch this part again.
I find it very curious if he went voluntarily that he didn't take the phone with him. Okay? Because it'd be a cold day in HELL that either one of my 16-year-olds would go anywhere without their phone. And it's not just them. I mean, everybody takes their phone with them everywhere they go. It's like their magic wand. You can't be without it. So I find it interesting. Did the mom have the phone put away? Could he have taken it with him?
Most of the time, I've seen the phone plugged in on the counter on the little bar in their kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to Courtney Lasky joining us.
Okay, that's the part that I saved from Nancy. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're hearing totally different statements. Robin, hello, Robin. I mean, if you say one thing and then you say another, one of those things is a lie. Sorry if you don't like the term liar, but that's what it's called. And if you're on FaceTime, how would he see his son's phone plugged in on the bar in the kitchen if his son's FaceTiming him? And how does he know whose phone it is that's plugged in? These are things he shouldn't know. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, there's maybe a reason why. Okay, I'm just going to let this play straight through. I'm not going to stop it because you know how I am. Here we go.
No. I mean, the only time he goes outside at night at my house is to put the trash in the trash can, which is right outside my front door. That's it.
You know, I'm very curious about this. And one more thing, while it's on my mind, Does he have social media, Seth?
No, he does not.
Okay, good. I can rule that out, or at least we don't think he does. Does he have a cell phone?
He does have a cell phone
Where's the cell phone?
at his mom and stepfather's.
So he didn't take his cell phone. Seth, is he like every other boy in America glued to his cell phone? Does
When
he love
he
his
has
cell
access
phone?
to it, he
What
loves
do you
it.
mean by that? When does he have access?
When he has access to like YouTube and stuff like that, he is glued to his phone because he likes to watch videos about Minecraft and he likes to watch videos of people playing Minecraft.
Okay, you do know that is social media because people can talk to each other on Minecraft. Did you know
No,
that? I didn't know that. I
No,
found
what I'm
out.
talking about is the videos. He watches videos of people playing it on YouTube.
Does he play it?
I think he has it for his Switch at his mom's house, but he
The
does
little,
not,
yeah.
and he's glued to that all
Okay.
the time.
We need a.
But he left out the fact that he comes out later and says he had a Switch at his dad's and a PlayStation 3. But in the very beginning, he said, oh, he just uses mine. I only let him talk to my friends. And he doesn't use headphones. Now we find out the kid has his own counsel. Why are you saying he's lying? Maybe because he is. He's lying.
Because you're a liar.
And if he hangs out there enough to know where they plug in Sebastian's phone, sounds to me like they were kind of friendly. Doesn't sound to me like, oh, he's in the dark. I mean, what? This contradicts everything that he's portrayed. Why are you calling him a liar? No drama for this mama. Someone said on a different interview he claims to have never been in the house. So which is it? Oh, the story. Yes. Hey, Melmo. I hope you're feeling good. I saw your update today. Whoop, whoop. Take it easy. Take her easy. Take it easy on Melmo in chat as well. Where did my freaking videos go? What? Hold on. Oh, I see. I moved them. Oh, I freaked myself out. Okay, I've got another one, guys. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Here's, I don't even know where this is from. We're going to play it. So I've got 3 different clips. This is the second one, okay? Coming up right meow. It ain't just that clip, guys. A 2-minute clip is not all I'm showing you. I don't know why this is sideways. Let's see what it is. I don't even remember now. I've watched so much of these people's talking.
Him through these gaming methods, bullying, peer pressure. Was he persuaded to leave perhaps from his mom's house in the middle of the night?
I know
Is that you
his,
jumping in, Seth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I
this
know
is
that
Nancy again. I didn't know whose voice that was. My bad. Let me flip this so you guys. All right. Here is one of Nancy's panel guests talking, and then they're asking Seth a question. Listen.
Him through these gaming methods, bullying, peer pressure. Was he persuaded to leave perhaps from his mom's house in the middle of the night?
I know
Is that
that
you jumping in, Seth?
Yes, ma'am. I know that his phone was locked down. He had no internet access. He only had the ability to take pictures on his phone, text on his phone, FaceTime, and telephone calls. Everything else was locked down on his phone.
How does one do that? Can someone tell me how you can have an iPhone and you're not on Wi-Fi and you can FaceTime? You really think these people were using kids mode? Do you really think that these people set up kids mode? You think they cared that much? You think they were that attentive that they're going to put kids mode?
Okay.
If they were that attentive, their child wouldn't have been essayed and their child wouldn't be missing without a trace. These people are not the type of parents that are using kids mode.
Police looked at his phone. Have they taken his phone to look at who he may have been speaking to?
Yes, ma'am.
Question:
First,
Where is this coming? Where's this coming from, Aaron Cantrell? That people saw flashlights, two people with flash.
Him through these gaming methods, bullying, peer pressure. Was he persuaded to leave perhaps from his mom's house in the middle of the night?
I know
Is that you
his,
jumping in, Seth?
Yes, ma'am. I know that his phone was locked down. He had no internet access. He only had the ability to take pictures on his phone, text on his phone, FaceTime, and telephone calls. Everything else was locked down on his phone.
Have the police looked at his phone? Have they taken his phone to look at who he may have been speaking to?
Yes, ma'am.
Question:
First,
Where is this coming? Where's this coming from, Aaron Cantrell? That people saw flashlights.
I just don't think these parents are attentive parents. Do you really think that Chris Proudfoot, who hasn't been home in a month and a half, took the time to restrict Sebastian's phone in a way that I wouldn't even know how to do that. How do you grant someone data? You have to have data or Wi-Fi to make a Facebook call. I'm not blaming anyone, Guadalupe. Nothing should be lied about. Nothing should be lied about, especially when you're asking asking for money from the public. Nothing should be lied about. I think they gave him 100% access to whatever the hell left them alone. He loved to sit on that switch all the time. You heard him. You think that kid sat on that switch all the time just playing by himself? No, because we found out they had internet access everywhere on both sides. Chris Proudfoot isn't taking any initiative to protect Sebastian. If Chris Proudfoot wanted to control Sebastian, he would just not give him a phone. He would just not give him a phone. He'd say, no, you're not having a phone, period. If you want to FaceTime your dad, use your mother's. I mean, think about it. If you're a controlling parent and you don't want your kid on social media at all, would you even give them a phone? I would think complete control would be like, fuck you, kid. Get a job. When you pay for your own phone, you can have a phone. And no sooner than that. If you want to talk to your father, call him, use your mother's phone. But now we're finding out on both sides that they had internet access, that he had internet access on both sides. We found out from Seth that he had a Chromebook, or not a Chromebook. He had some kind of laptop his mother bought him, and he made sure to say what year his mother bought that. Did you guys just see that thumbs up on the screen? I have no idea where that came from. Weird. But he made sure to say that. Why? You can't FaceTime on a flip phone, though, Lisa. You have to have either data or Wi-Fi. Why would he even need a phone? Good question. And Smiley posted, too, that they get iPads for school. They're restricted from some things via the school. When was Seth on Nancy Grace? Let me take a look. What just happened? Oh my God, I just pressed play on my own video. I'm like, what? I'm like, why am I playing Farmville? What's going on? Jeez, oh Pete's. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'll tell you the exact date. I want to say it was like April 4th or something, but I need to look to be sure. Court TV one. Let's see. I'll tell you when this Vinny one, because we're going to watch this one next. So this Vinny one is April 3rd. So he talked to Vinny. You too, Allison. He talked to Vinny April 3rd. And then he talked to Nancy March 20th. This was back in March. It's been a long time. This is March 20th. This is going on almost a month. And Nancy Grace's description of this says, Sebastian Rogers, 15, has not been seen for over 3 weeks now. Mother Katie Proudfoot reports the autistic teen missing after finding his bed empty in the morning before school. An extensive search began with authorities using helicopters, drones, search and rescue dogs, boats, and teams on foot. Over 1,000 square miles have been covered, including a landfill across state lines in Kentucky. A recent home surveillance video related to the boy's home shows 2 specks of light thought to be flashlights outside the family's home around 3:10 the night the teen went missing. She still has that up. So that's March 20th. Here you go. I'll let you listen one more time, then we'll move on to Vinny.
2 people with flash.
One more time with this Nancy clip.
Him through these gaming methods, bullying, peer pressure. Was he persuaded to leave perhaps from his mom's house in the middle of the night?
I know
Is that you
his,
jumping in, Seth?
Yes, ma'am. I know that his phone was locked down. He had no internet access. He only had the ability to take pictures on his phone, text on his phone, FaceTime, and telephone calls. Everything else was locked down on his phone.
Have the police looked at his phone? Have they taken his phone to look at who he may have been speaking to?
Yes, ma'am.
Question: Where is this coming? Where's this coming from, Aaron Cantrell? That people saw flash.
All right, so now we're going to get to Vinny. I just don't understand why the lies, because it's clearly lying. I mean, did he think it was going to make him look bad? I mean, we're already 3 weeks in. Your kid's gone. I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Put a 1 in chat if you don't like it. Uh-oh. What happened? Hold on. I just screwed up my screen. Are you guys ready to spin the wheel? We're going to spin the wheel after this. All right. So here is Seth Rogers on Vinnie Politan's show on Court TV. And this was, I think I said April 3rd. April the 3rd.
Called you. What was that conversation like? And then sort of what happened next there?
Made it out to the parking garage. When I got in my vehicle, I saw I had a missed call and a text message. Christopher Proudfoot. Text message was a 911, so I called immediately. and he's the one that told me that Sebastian was missing.
And how much detail did he give you about what happened, and how would you describe that moment, that call?
Wasn't much detail except for Sebastian. Except for he said Katie woke up, Sebastian's missing. So I left the parking garage and headed straight to her house.
And how far are you from the house?
About 45 minutes from downtown correction center to their house in Henderson, Sumner County.
Okay, so now you respond. You're on that 45-minute ride there. Are you talking to anyone, or are you just pedal to the metal trying to get there?
Nah, I'm trying not to get a speeding ticket.
I get that, but I mean, are you just focused on getting there, or are you calling his mom to get more details?
No, I'm just focusing on traffic to get there as fast as possible.
Okay, so let's break this down. He first said he got out to, remember this, the parking garage. Because this comes up again, the parking garage. And that's when he saw the text message that said 911 from Chris Proudfoot. But now he's like, are you, yeah, go ahead, Laura, Dad. Are you, pedal to the metal? What are you doing? I mean, you've got a 45-minute drive and you have a 911 text from Chris Proudfoot that says, call us, Sebastian's missing. Don't be mad. What does that mean? Don't be mad? So he gets in his car from the parking garage and then he starts driving, but he doesn't call anyone on the way like, hey, give me the deets. Like, when was the last time you saw him? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what do you mean he's gone? Nothing? You're just silent? Driving for 45 minutes? Can you even imagine? Not talking to anybody? That's so weird to me.
So now when you got there...
Not even his mom? Like, he didn't call his mom and be like, Mom, holy fuck, I'm on my way to Katie's. She said Sebastian's missing, man. Something bad's happened, or anything. None of this makes sense.
What happened at that moment? Like, did you have a conversation with his mom? And did you try to find out, like, well, what the situation was here?
Yeah.
When I got there, there was already law enforcement presence there. So I walked in and just started listening to what was going on.
And
I wanted to hear what was going on. So I got to hear her telling law enforcement asking questions, me listening to the questions and listening to the responses from his mother.
And what did you form any opinion based upon?
Can we talk about this setup right here? Can we talk about what's going on right here? What is this thing? What is this? Is this that thing they used in Idaho? The FARA imaging? Independent viewer, good question. I don't know. I'm not saying he's involved. I'm just wondering why the inconsistencies. There shouldn't be any. So yeah, I'm questioning it all. I don't know where any of these people were. I haven't heard law enforcement say, Seth was at work. We have him on video. He is cleared. I haven't heard that. I'm sorry. I don't know them. Nope, they didn't call him at work, he says. He said they could have called him, but they didn't. Pharaoh. Thank you, Mega. So what are they doing with the Pharaoh system? I mean, his mom is so vocal all over Facebook about this, you'd think he'd call her. I'd be freaking out. Lucia, I'm really jealous. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I don't think the Bowersox give a shit. The only thing that I can think the Bowersox care about is getting Faith, because she's their flesh and blood. So if they could only get Faith by getting Sebastian out the picture, maybe. Melmo, good point. Good point. He said he had a voicemail and a text. But look at this scene. Whose house is that they're at? Pay attention to these scenes, guys. This is interesting. Okay, here we go.
Her telling law enforcement asking questions, me listening to the questions and listening to the responses from his mother.
And what did you form any opinion based upon what you were hearing?
Knew my son was missing, and I just started watching body language, listening to words coming out. Did I form an opinion? Yeah, I formed an opinion. I am only human.
And what was that opinion?
That once again, my son, something has happened to my son under her watch. And once again, she wasn't being an adult. She wasn't being a parent taking care of an autistic child.
So
I agree, Dr. Melmo. Why didn't someone just call the jail and get a hold of him? That's a good question, Bowling. I don't know. How in the hell could losing one kid get you custody of another? Makes no sense. Well, Seth has made it known that his son was SA'd. He has also made it known that he wanted his kid in therapy so that he didn't do the same thing to others. Is it possible that Chris Proudfoot, thought that maybe his daughter was at risk? But Proudfoots will do anything for their own. We saw what they did to Nina in order to get Faith from her. Now, do I think the Proudfoots wanted Sebastian? No. But if something happened and their little Christopher, think Roberta Laundrie, their little Christopher is in trouble, I think that they would definitely have helped him or to cover his ass. The Proudfoot Bowersox crew. I agree, Teresa. And every picture is old. It's so bizarre. Okay, let's keep listening.
So, as you're listening and watching her, now she was home. It was just Sebastian and his mom that were home at that time?
When I got, yes, because when I got there, it was just.
What? It was just Sebastian. Did I hear that right? We got to listen to this again. It was just Sebastian and his mom. Hang on.
I got, yes, because when I got there, it was.
So, as you're listening and watching her, now she was home. It was just Sebastian and his mom that were home at that time?
When I got, yes, because Because when I got there, it was just Katie, and I think Chris's mom was there. But
you think Chris's mom was there? What do you mean you think? Wouldn't you remember who the fuck was there when you walk into this room? You've been driving for 45 minutes and you walk into this room and you don't remember who's there? Am I being too hard on him? Let me know. Let me know. But I don't like these inconsistencies because if he wasn't there and he was at work, there is absolutely no reason he should have any consistencies at all. I could see Chris and Katie having inconsistencies and covering things up and telling weird stories, but he has no reason to lie about anything. And y'all really think if Chris is that controlling, he's letting Seth just walk in and pick up Sebastian in his castle? No effing way. That would be a meet you somewhere public type of meeting. There is no way.
Katie, and I think Chris's mom was there. But it was just, when the incident happened, it was just Katie and Sebastian at the house.
When the incident happened? What incident? Him opening the door and walking out and closing it? What fucking incident? What is going on? When the incident happened, it was just him and his mom. What?
Katie, and I think Chris's mom was there. But it was just, when the incident happened, it was just Katie and Sebastian at the house, from my understanding.
Huh? Absolutely, Texas Ranger. Icky, Texas Ranger, let's talk about this for a minute. I'm sorry, I'm not on anybody's side, but when I see weird, gross, weird things that go with a case where this child is missing without a damn trace, you got to look at fucking everything. Feel the love. No, I don't have to think that. Because to be fair, I haven't seen any video of him in the woods searching. I haven't heard any updates of his searches. I know there's people on here that really love him, but I don't know him, and I haven't seen him search. So I can't say that he's searching every day. He can say that, but he also told me that his son didn't have social media and didn't have any access to Wi-Fi. He also told that. So I question everything now. And so should you. I mean, the problem is we have a child that poof disappeared like a ninja. I mean, this is terrible, in my opinion.
When it happened, it was just Katie and Sebastian at the house, from my understanding.
Now, I've got to imagine your mind is racing at the time you're hearing all this information. So as you're hearing the information from Katie, and from what you're telling me, it seems like you're a little upset in how things were handled. So what happened next? Where did you go? Where did she go? What did police do at that time? Because this is very early on, right? This is the morning of.
They started asking me questions on where I'd been. I told them I'd been at work since I've been clocked in since before 7, but I've been at work in the parking garage since about 6 o'clock the night before.
Okay, what? Now he works in the parking garage? Now he works in the... Okay, let's listen to this again. The cops started asking me where I was. But listen.
They started asking me questions on where I'd been. I told them I'd been at work since... I've been clocked in since before 7, but I've been at work in the parking garage since about 6 o'clock the night before. And I told them they can call and verify where I've been at.
And he may have been. But does he work in the parking garage? What's with the parking garage? He was working in the parking garage since 6 o'clock the night before. Is he like security in a parking garage? Thank you, animal friend. What is this parking garage biz? I didn't understand this. Maybe you guys can make this make sense to me. Here we go.
Where did she go? What did police do at that time? Because this is very early on, right? This is the morning of.
They started asking me questions on where I'd been. I told them I'd been at work since... I've been clocked in since before 7, but I've been at work in the parking garage since about 6 o'clock the night before. And I told them they can call and verify where I've been at. And I just sat there and started listening. Just listening to everything that was being said.
Now, did you have any reason to believe
So were they questioning him or was he listening?
that there were any problems in that home?
Katie was pretty adamant about having a good weekend, which meant my son wasn't misbehaving in her point of view.
So I'm trying to read between the lines here. Do you believe that she doesn't exercise enough patience with Sebastian and that causes some problems in the home, or she doesn't approach her responsibilities as a parent appropriately? Like there's something off there?
Autistic children take a different... Well, autistic children take... It's a different aspect when you're a parent of an autistic child. You don't really get much freedom because you have to set a routine and you have to go abide by it. And when she's sitting there telling me she put him to bed at 9 o'clock the night before or 9:30 the night before, and that, she heard him in there and told him to go to bed and things like that, it's like there's not much of a routine. And if there's no routine, then autistic children don't act the same way they're supposed to. When I've had him, there's a routine in my house when I have him. And he's a teenager. You're going to listen. You're going to hear some back talk probably. I mean, they're growing. They're going to rebel some way. They're teenagers, so you're going to listen to it. You're going to have to deal with it. But you still got to remember that you're a parent. And you have to adjust your lifestyle to be able to make sure that they can adjust and learn and still grow. You can't do some of the things that I've seen her do in the past. So
the custody
That I've seen her do in the past. What does that mean? You can't do some of the things that I've seen her do in the past. Weird.
So
the The custody arrangement, it seems you both have custody and he'll spend time with you as well as with his mom. Were there any indication in your communications with Katie that like she didn't want custody, that she didn't want that responsibility, and there were problems and she was running into some rough waters? Anything like that?
Most of my discussions were actually taken care with Chris. And Sebastian was supposed to come live with me. Chris was working on Katie, on getting her to agree to it. And all I wanted was my son to come live with me. I've already got him enrolled in school. I've had him enrolled in school.
How do you have him enrolled in school already? I'm just questioning everything. So stop with the sides. I don't care about sides. There's a child missing and he has 3 parents. He's got 3 parents. Even this guy says his mom and dad's house. And then goes stepdad, I mean. I don't know, man. It's just, this whole thing is just so weird that going back and re-listening is the only way to make sense of it because there's been too much.
I gotta find him.
I want to put something up on the screen here. This is from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. They made a Facebook post. Important announcement. Attention, everyone.
Now, that was about the glasses, and he said that he hasn't seen his son in a month and a half, so he didn't know what his glasses looked like. Did you guys catch that in that interview? I can pull it up. Vin, thank you, Auntie Cheryl, for your generous donation through J4J411.live/tip. You are amazeballs. Bowling with cotton balls. He said Chris was working on Katie. So Katie wasn't 100% on Seb going with Seth. Right. We knew that. And I'm sure he didn't want to switch schools again. He didn't already like his new school. Why would you enroll someone in school before February for the following fall? That doesn't even make sense. Has it been confirmed by mom that she was agreeing? No, she's never said anything about it. I'm only on Sebastian's side too. Me too. It is, Melanie. Thank you for helping her, Shell. Thank you so much for taking the time to figure out the tip site. Well, he doesn't say that in this interview, so I'm going to have to pull up the whole Vinny interview. So give me a second, folks. You know, what's interesting, too, if you go back and watch these videos, guys, and, you know, take your time and go back and replay things instead of, you know, getting on the bandwagon of, if you look at the footage they use, it gives you a lot of insight as to what they were doing in those first few weeks. With searching, you'll see where they were, what they were doing, what kind of areas they were focusing on. It's pretty interesting to me. Okay, so we're going to pull up the Vinny interview because it's long. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let me get it over here. Slow day here on the tubes. Are a lot of people live today on this Friday? You know, speaking of Friday, before we get into Vinny, let's spin our wheel and then we will watch the rest of this interview. But let's spin the wheel, guys. Let me get this screen ready and then we will do our giveaways. I'm so excited. We have some really good ones. Island Thrift gifted a few good things I'm going to put in this week's wheel. Guys are going to love it. And I've got 2 J for J mugs to give away. So 2 J for J mugs and some other goodies. So let's get that ready. And whoops. There is the wheel. And again, I know it's hard for y'all to read, but I'm going to keep it up here for a couple minutes. Not a couple minutes, but for a few minutes. You can find your name. It's the best I can do. I can't make it any bigger. Michelle, that doesn't make any sense. So we've got lots of names. We've got lots of names on here. And if you don't see your name, holla at me and I'll get y'all on there. But I'm pretty sure I made everybody on here. I got everyone who sent a Cash App this session, Venmo, PayPal, tip, Super Chat, memberships, merch. You guys all got your names up there. You guys are all supporters of this channel. And I can't thank you enough for all of your support. Yay, Michelle. Michelle. Make sure you see your name on the wheel. I'll give you all a minute to check it out, and then we will spin. I can't wait this way. This is an awesome prize. Okay, let me back up. If you can't see it, it's okay. I'm on here and I'm going to do a once over before we start. Thank you, KJ. Thanks for being here. I like giving back. You guys are so supportive. We just hit 100K. And yeah, but no more drama for this mama. We meet these goals above my head and we spin again. So it happens quite often. Kels is on there. Let me see. Yep, Kels, you're on there. Get it, Vanna. Miss Nightbot says I can't see that. That's okay. That's okay. All right. I can name off the names, but it would take a minute. Lucia, I can't remember what interview he said he slapped him. I can't remember. Or not slapped him, but Sebastian, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. He didn't say he slapped him. He said that he tripped and he did that so that his head wouldn't hit the door jamb. It hit his hand instead. All right, so I know the wheel looks a little cray-cray, guys. But our first gift is going to be... And it's going to announce the winner at the bottom. Okay, so down here below the wheel, you're going to see who wins. All right, so the first thing is going to be this ultra soft and cuddly throw. And it's an oversized throw, and it's cute as can be. It is 60-inch by 70-inch ultra soft and cuddly throw by Enchanted. It has, look at, it's mushrooms, guys. See that? How cute. Awesome, awesome. And it's really, really soft and it's big. So this is our first one. Let's spin that wheel. Good luck, everybody. Who's going to be our lucky winner? Mel B. Melissa B won. Melissa B, are you here? Congratulations, Melissa B won the throw. Go ahead and send an email to the team email. And thank you, Island, for your donation. Send an email to the team email with your shipping address and give me at least 2 weeks to send these ones out. The merch has been taking forever. Like, I ordered a t-shirt and it took like 6 weeks for me to get it. So please be patient with the merch giveaways. They will get there. I believe the last wheel, they're set to be delivered next week. So congratulations. All right, here's our next giveaway. We have a Bum Summer Jet Set that includes Brazilian Crush Perfume Mist. I'll show you what it looks like. Brazilian Foreplay Moisturizing Shower Cream and Gel. Brazilian Bum Cream. This is from Brazilian Babe. Perfect for summer. Just in time for summertime. All right, here we go. This is another Island giveaway. Here we go. Straight coming to you from Florida. Who's gonna be the winner? Tommy L won. Tommy L, you are the lucky winner of Bum Cream. Hopefully, if Lisa L is here, your wife will email us and give your best shipping address. Congratulations, Tommy. I love that a male won Bum Cream. Woo! Congratulations. Welcome in, Ganja. Welcome in. Thank you again, Island, for those. We have 2 more gifts I'm saving for the next wheel that Island has sent in as well. Thank you so much, Island, for your generosity. The next 2 are going to be J for J mugs. If you win, you get to pick out what mug you want. You need to send an email with your address. Nope, you don't have to pay shipping if from UK. My merch, for the merch, you don't. No. But I can't ship gifts to the UK that are from me. Only the merch store can do UK. Because it's entirely too expensive. I apologize, but I tried to send Potato a box and it was like $40 for snacks. Because I wanted to give her American snacks.
Because we bought snacks because, he's 15 and snacks.
So you get to pick your mug. You'll have to go to the merch store, which is www.jforj.live/merch and pick out the one you want. We have coming in hot. We have the traditional. We have for donuts because donuts is my favorite snack.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
Whatever it is that you want, the next mug is for you. So let's spin that wheel. And you get on the wheel if you donate a membership, you super chat, or you tip the channel. So thank you so much. Here we go. Who is it going to be? Who's the winner? Next time I'm going to give away a tank top. Nosy AF. Nosy AF. Congratulations. Nosy AF. Congrats. Is Nosy AF in the house? Let us know. let's go ahead and give away that second muggaroo. Here we go. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Wait, Anna. Who is it? Wait. Oh, we can't see her whole name. What happened? Anna. I can't see her dang last name. I can't. Hold on. Anna, are you here? I can't see Anna's name because it's so long. Anna, if you are here, make yourself known. I think it might be Anna Pekarsky. Anna Pekarsky. I'm not sure if that's you. If we don't have an Anna here, we're going to respin. If Anna isn't here, because I can't read that. We'll give Anna a minute to make herself known. If she's not here, we're going to respin. I don't know if it's Pekarsky or not. If Pekarsky hears this on replay, email me. If it's you. Thank you, animal friend. I'm just going to put Anna. We're going to spin one more time for a mug. Okay, we'll do one more. You'd be surprised. I have like 10 Lisas. Is it Anna? Let's give one more away. F it. We hit 100K. We'll throw another mug in the mix. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Oh, that was a good idea, Olive. It's Anna Pekarsky. Okay, well, we're giving away 3 mugs. I'll let her know. Betsy Leak. Betsy Leak won. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to all the winners. So we have Betsy Leak. Betsy. Can you guys put the email in chat, mods? And we will let Anna Pekarsky know if she's not here. I think she's actually emailed me, but when I see her in chat, I'll let her know. Yeah, F it. We'll do it live. F it. Right, jammers?
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I got so excited.
Fucking thing sucks.
I got so excited. Wait, what? Anna Pekarsky is Kendi? Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Why do you have a fake? No, we need to talk, Kendo. She just said she's Anna Pekarsky. Why are you hosing me? All right, we're going to spin one more because Kendo said so. Here we go. This is your... Wait, and I forgot to do this. I got so excited. I forgot to do my intro. All right, we'll do one more because Kendo said so. Anna Pekarsky, like what? Here we go. Now we all know her alt. You won, Renee. Renee. Let's zoom in and see your name, Renee. Renee cash apped me. So Renee, I don't know your YouTube name. Renee that cash apped. Renee who cash apped. Well, I just gave away a whole bunch of mugs, Kendo. I don't know what is going on in this chat. Y'all are crazy. But
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out. I thought it was pretty far out.
I thought it was pretty far out. All right, so there we go. We have spun the wheel of Friday. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. And you guys are all shining stars in my eyes. I appreciate all of you being open with your, opinions, but being respectful. We can question things. We can question everything. We don't know people that are involved in these cases personally. And I guess when I feel like the public is brought in, it opens up a whole nother realm, and just keeping it straight is hard. What now? I'm trying to keep up with chat. Hang on, let me go back. Yes, congrats to all the winners. Kendi says that isn't you. So that wasn't you. You're not. I'm so confused. Very double agent. Thank you for subscribing, Seth Rogers. Is that the real Seth Rogers? You guys are all Seth Rogers. Welcome to chat. Oh my God. I don't know. I think you have to sub to be able to chat, though. Hold on. Let me see something. I don't know. You can make names, you know what I mean? Don't assume it's him. He didn't chat. He just subscribed, Terry. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. I mean, he doesn't have to chat. I'm just going to check my chat settings, though. Because sometimes it goes to 20 minutes, and that's a long time. Oh, it's on 5. I'll put it on 1. If that is him and Terry Lynn's in here, she'll know if it's him or not. She's been the one that's verified things either way, so. I know, it is chaotic. No, I just changed it to 1 minute. If he wanted to call in, he can, but I'm not going to ask him to do that. Oh, shoot, that was the wheel. Hold on, let me get my screen back up here, guys. I mean, I've been talking about some pretty touchy things, so I don't know if that's him or not. He was just in T-Revs. It could be a troll. Who knows? All right. So anyways, this is the Vinny interview that we were talking about. I think. Ooh, what was that?
Joining us tonight.
See, this is also important. And some of these inconsistencies probably could be explained if it's because law enforcement, trying to get people to talk or people to feel more comfortable, so to speak. But this is interesting as well. In the interview with Nancy Grace, Chris Proudfoot says, quote, "There have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had scent hits in various locations. But I could say a certain percentage of them tend to go towards the same spot, which would have been a retention pond. At least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond," end quote. It is Seth. Oh, wow. Hi, Seth. Thanks for coming in. It's him. The eagle has landed. What, Jammers? Well, maybe he just wants to listen. I don't know. He can chat, though, now. I think I put it on 1 minute. So let me know. I mean, if you want to call in, I can give you a number to call in. I would totally be down to hear you, Seth. I have my own questions that I've wanted to ask that I have. You don't owe me shit. So it's all good. I think that the last one to see Sebastian has the answers. But who is that? You know, who was that? Could he have walked through the pond? But why would a kid who doesn't even like to be outside walk through the pond? Unless he was being chased, which makes it nefarious. I don't know if it was the bum cream. Why is it he can't enroll his son? She probably told Seth she was letting him go. No, it sounded like Chris was working on him. Seth is innocent. I never said he wasn't. Whatever Seth and Katie talked about was between them. But it doesn't sound like Seth and Katie talked, Christina. He picked son up. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to know, did they let him go inside to pick up Sebastian? How close off was it? You know, was it, because it seems like Proudfoot seems to treat his home like his castle. I don't know him, but that's the feeling I get. Yeah, I know you have, Terry. I'm just saying every day, like, it would be great to hear updates, unless they're just not able to give them anymore. Like, we're, thanking the people that came out. If there's groups of people, like, thank them and tell us, how it went, what the vibe is, what's going on. If, are people still coming out? Do you need more people to come out? Things like that. Terry Lynn said she texted him and he said it's him. Michelle, didn't the dispatch say that he was running towards the pond and then the dog Max dove into the pond? That's what I heard. What was the incident that happened when only Sebastian and Katie were at the house? Canadian Nana, that's a good question. I mean, all we have are breadcrumbs for 2 months and a boy that we don't want to let go of his name. And it's just really hard when we see conflicting stories when nothing should be conflicting. It should be pretty straightforward. But I don't think that people have asked Seth questions that make all of this come out either. I don't know. What do I know? So now is there like, there's this united front, but we're not seeing the united front. A little bit of me, I like to have faith in that too. It's just hard to have faith in that. Because why does law enforcement allow this to get so out of control? All right. Well, I'm opening up the Google Voice. Seth, if you want to call in, you're more than welcome. It's open. So that's up to him. If he calls in, he calls in. Let me get... I want to play something. Okay. We're going to play this. Then I want to play that dispatch where they say that Max dove in, but I really do believe he said dove. All right, here we go.
Told him to go to bed.
And he did.
And he come out of his room where he was playing, and he said, all right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. I love you. And went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise, and I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. And about midnight, I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock.
How does that go from a thud to I heard, I don't care what you're doing, go to bed?
To wake him up for school Monday morning, and that's when he wasn't here. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, good night, Mom, I love you. We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's, that morning he was laughing, he was joking.
He did have a really good weekend, actually. When we come home from having supper that evening, he was playing. When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed, he said, I love you, Mama, and he said, I love you, puppies. A little later in the evening, I myself went to bed, and when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
So to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included.
I really can't stand this man. Katie, yeah, remember Katie said she was also studying or reading for school, and she told Nancy Grace that she dropped her classes. Was she really taking classes? And why were they combing over the weeks before? Yeah, lady, right. 7 days in. Well, we microchip our pets. We have better eyes on our pets than we do our children sometimes. How are the PIs that Seth hired talking mad shit about him? What parent whose child is missing wouldn't be difficult? I don't know what you mean, Lisa. What's up, Shamrock? Yeah, how could they confirm the calls that quick anyways? And they wouldn't tell him. Yeah, she's like, I was up studying, and then it was like, oh, I was on the couch, I was passing out, and then I got up at 10, I went to bed at midnight, and then I heard a thump at 10, and now she hollered out Oh, I don't care. I don't know what you're doing in there. Just go to bed. Doesn't even make sense.
He wasn't here.
So to make something very crystal clear, so that way
Okay.
there's transparency
Across the
across the
board.
board.
Flung.
Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time.
Me and the mom. So now we think, oh, there was trouble in paradise, as the PI put it. Me and the mom were on the phone. If they were in Splitsville, why were they on the phone?
The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch.
Why is the couch pivotal? While she was on the couch? So was she studying? Or was she laying on the couch talking to you, Chris? What was she doing? How do you go from studying to this to... I mean, you go out, you do all that all day, and then you come in and you study with your phone, on the phone with him. It is an odd thing to say when it's your wife. It's very distancing, the mom. Not even my wife. My wife, he would have said. Ah, the position of the couch. Mary, you're going to love it. Welcome to air frying world.
Said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was, we stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
Notice that? Put the dogs up. I wonder if when Chris Proudfoot wasn't around, if the Yorkies got to sleep with Katie. Get up, put the dogs up, and go to bed. He sounds like he's talking to the mom, but this is your wife.
That was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
Wait. He's got the story already.
Wakes up early in the morning.
Whoops. How did that just happen? Oh, it's my replay of my video. That's really me talking.
Morning to go wake her son up, get him ready for school.
To wake her son up. This is a replay I'm playing. That was my own voice. Because I never know when to shut it. Her son.
And now we have a worried mom who can't find her son in the house.
And potatoes. Her son. Oh, could he distance himself any more from this poor boy?
Mom made an effort to look and search several times. Mom has called me at the time and asked me. She was like, I can't find him. I was like, do what? And she goes, yeah.
She asked me? That's not a question. The mom asked me, I can't find him?
Mom has called me at the time and asked me. She was like, I can't find him. I was like, do what? And she goes, yeah, I cannot find him. I said,
do what?
Well, hang on. I made the phone call and reported it to the sheriff's department because that's what we're supposed to do.
What time?
And within 10 minutes, the sheriffs were dispatched to the location.
They were dispatched to the location. Independent viewer. What if it's an inmate from the jail where Seth works? Did someone try to bribe Seth or have him do something he refused? Could this be kidnapping? I'm not trying to be mean, but a kid that needs regular medication, has outbursts and things like that, who's going to kidnap that kid unless they can give them the proper medication so that they're not acting out all the time? That's why I don't go with kidnapping. Plus, there was no sign of kidnapping. Now, did he meet someone online? I don't know. Because we didn't know for the first, I don't know. When did we find out that he actually went online? A couple weeks ago? Thank you so much, Kami. Seth M says Seth said in an interview, Chris told him he didn't want to go back to Katie and Sebastian. Seth asked him why, and Sebastian didn't answer him before he went missing. Yeah, I mean, due to HIPAA, we don't know anything about medications, but we heard that from Chris Proudfoot, he took them day and night. I've heard Seth say he doesn't have his medication, so it would be a problem. So someone that kidnapped him, that would be a problem for them as well, I would think. Mara, my question is why, since Sebastian's disappearance, has Chris been the one to control every conversation? It's a good question. Nanya says, I honestly think Katie got rid of Sebastian to keep Chris. Bree thinks he could have ran away. Was the back door open when Katie woke up? She said no. He also gave places. He said he was searching for Sebastian, but then said Sebastian had never been there. Alamo, Memphis, Horn Lake, etc. Lisa Rose. I mean, I think Proudfoot Bowersox would protect Chris at any cost. I think it's like a Roberta Laundrie, Brian Laundrie, weird baby boy kind of relationship. And if you play video games a lot, Stacy, you get comfortable with the people that are in, chatting with you. We have no idea I don't know what the medication was. Have they released video from the restaurant? Nope. All I know is that Seth said he was at school Friday and that he saw them leaving the restaurant Sunday on video. But what still doesn't make sense, guys, is this. Why, according to the TBI, does it say that Sebastian Rogers was last seen on February 26th, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court of Hendersonville, Tennessee? Sebastian was last seen on February 26, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. So who saw him on the 26th? And kids are smart. If they have a phone, they're smart. Why would they say that? If the last time he was seen was February 25th at 9 p.m., who saw him on the 26th in the area of Stafford Court? Did he truly walk away, guys? Could he? I mean, another thing that Seth said in that interview with, I think it was Nancy, that the shoes were all by the front door. That they take their shoes off at the front door. So he said there were 3 pairs of shoes were at the front door. His old sneakers, his new sneakers, and his boots. And they were all kept by the front door because they are taken off when they come in. So do the Proudfoots always use their front door to come in and out? And then they asked, what about old shoes? I think it was Nancy asked him, what about old shoes? Could he have put those on? He said no, that when he outgrows them, Katie gets rid of them. How does he know that? If they keep him at arm's length, I'm just really questioning that. Bubby says, I believe LE has the Proudfoots in the line of fire and close to their chests. I hope so. It doesn't say reported missing, though. It says last seen. Yeah, no shower after that busy day. Boots, yeah, 3 pair. So Katie had tons of shoes sitting by the door. I'm just trying to understand this. I'm trying to understand why we were told that he only went on Seth's PlayStation with no headphones and only talked to his friends. And then come to find out the kid had his own unit. And I mean, what's up with that? I just don't understand those kind of lies. That's what makes me question everything then. And it's not that I'm coming at Seth. I don't know about slippers. No one's asked these questions. I've never heard it. Chris could not remember the year of his truck. Yep. Did he put aftermarket shiz on his truck to make it look like a different year? I don't know. I pray they find Sebastian soon. Yes. And the people are person to get justice. Yes. But I'm asking, do they go in and out of the front door? Like if you pull your car in the garage and you have your kid in the car, y'all just hop out and you go in the service door and you walk in your house. You're not going to walk out of your garage and walk all the way to the front door. Why would you do that? Thank you, Lisa Rose. You have to question stuff. I mean, if you don't, how do you talk things out? In her defense, no shower after the busy day. Maybe he fussed about it. He probably fussed about going to bed, too. Told him to go to bed, and he did. Why would you say, and he did? My kid has tons of shoes, but only wears the same raggedy pair. I mean, we always had shoes laying around, but I don't know. She might be like really organized. I don't know what she's like. No one knows what she's like. Is she super organized? I've heard Seth say the house was clean. And then I heard him say it was pristine. And then I heard him also say it looked like it normally did. One interview, I think JLR, not sure, a waitress told someone Chris always came to the same restaurant, flirted with her. Nah, that's a big surprise. She had no idea he was married until this came out. She said Chris wanted something. If he wore diapers, he would definitely need a shower, yeah. Why was there a mattress in the garage? It was not an old house, no. I mean, you pull in the garage and you go inside, like, you use that door. You wouldn't walk to the front door. And most people wouldn't keep their shoes by the front door either in a home like that. Nina saying, Chris, didn't you have cameras? Did Nina used to live in that house? Is it always like that, though, Terry Lynn? Like, is she one that keeps a freaking clean house? Eyes wide open says she didn't believe anybody has to say. If he had shoes on, would they have not looked as hard, as thoroughly? It's always clean. So that's normal for her to have a clean house. Because I'm pretty sure that Seth said the only room that was messy was Sebastian's. But, I guess what I would like to ask Seth is, tell me about your life. Tell me how you met Katie. Tell me about the life with Katie. Talk me through Sebastian's life from the beginning. I don't know why something is going to be up with shoes in this case. Because it's just too weird. Okay, here's that scent video. Or scent. Hold on. You can tell I'm not a Chris Proudfoot or Katie Proudfoot fan. I mean, but I'm not here to be fans of either one. I just want to know where this kid is. I want to know what happened. And I want them to find him wherever he is. All right. Here you go. Enjoy my little short.
Less than probably half a mile if you walk the whole path.
Is it through wooded area?
No, ma'am. You can actually walk either the main road or the subdivision. So the construction site is a subdivision, new addition that's being built. And they have a road that's going to be tied into our subdivision. So you could actually walk up that way, or you could walk to the main road and walk into it.
So he would have had to leave the house undetected by Katie and walk all the way to that retention pond. Did the dogs follow the trail a half a mile?
Yes, ma'am.
They followed the trail all the way to that retention pond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very curious, as they are saying the dogs didn't pick anything up. You're understanding, Lauren and Conlon, that there were no hits by scent or cadaver dogs along that route.
Correct, Nancy. It is my understanding there were no hits from the dogs.
It causes an issue, and instead of...
So what do we think of this? Noodle and Cheeto, we don't know, but Nina sure wondered what happened to the cameras.
being honest about it, he'll lie like, no, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian. He'll lie like, no, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian.
Did you see how he made fun of him and then smiled? No, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian. This guy is not a nice man.
Or lying about doing
Was that the first time? Was that?
She says, or lying about, she adds in another lie. Look at, ooh, mom might be kind of aggressive. Let's listen again. Or lying about, she wants to add her own thing in that Sebastian does or did to get the belt.
Lie like, no, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian. He'll lie like, no, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian.
You got Mona Lisa sitting there.
Was that the first time? Was that
or lying about doing work? That's what her ass just said. Or lying about doing work. Listen. Why is she chiming in? She couldn't help herself but to chime in. Mona Lisa looking
like,
at.
No, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian.
Or lying about doing
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Shook his head no. Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
There were other CPS reports, right? Were they regarding your other child?
There is one in regards to my daughter that I know of out in New Mexico with my ex-wife and myself.
What happened?
At the time, my ex-wife had fled to New Mexico with my daughter. We were going through a custody and a divorce case at that time. And at the time, when I'd call and try to check in on my daughter, I could never reach my ex-wife at that time. So a welfare check was requested. Law enforcement told me to call CPS if I had concerns. So I called CPS. Law enforcement did make a welfare call, and that was it.
Then how does that turn into a CPS complaint against you?
I have no idea, ma'am. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now in regards to my New Mexico case that actually has no relevance to the Sebastian case.
Then was there even a CPS complaint against you in New Mexico?
Not that I am aware of. And my attorney and myself are well educated on my case. And there's nothing that we know of.
Me too, Jen.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding Faith's furniture.
Fate or Faith?
A few days after Sebastian goes missing, did you replace furniture in Faith's room?
No, ma'am, I have not replaced any furniture in my daughter's room.
Is there any new furniture in the home?
Yes, ma'am, there's a bed that was given to me and it's currently in my garage.
Has anything been taken out of the home?
When were they given a bed if he wasn't home? Is his daughter's name Fate? Faith? Okay. Sounded like Fate.
No, ma'am.
Was there a TRO taken out against you regarding
Yes, ma'am.
your daughter?
Not a TRO, but a TPO.
Not a TRO,
a temporary
but a
protective
TPO.
order. Why was that taken out?
So in regards to that case, my ex-wife had a TPO put against her in Tennessee at the time. When we went to court, that got dissolved. I was ordered to hand my daughter back over to my ex-wife at the time. She gets in a truck. She fleds to New Mexico. 2 days later, she files one in retaliation.
He's got that story down.
Is it still in place?
No, ma'am. That was dropped within, I think, 2 weeks of it.
He laughs. That was dropped. Typical. Watch him again.
Is it still in place?
No,
Hold
ma'am.
on. Let's talk about Katie Proudfoot and furniture. So I got from someone who lives close to the Proudfoots, proof that she was on Nextdoor. You know, the app Nextdoor. In November, asking someone to move bedroom furniture for her. So Faith came in December for Christmas. But she was asking if she could pay someone. Why would she need to pay someone when she's got the proud foot? She's offering to pay someone to move a whole bedroom of furniture. I'd like to know whose furniture and what and why and where it was moved to. Because now we've got a mattress in the fucking garage, and he's saying that it was given to them for his daughter. What was moved in November? Nosy as fuck. You want a mug, you get to go to the merch store, pick out which mug you want. Email me your best shipping address and which mug you want. Congratulations, honey. Thank you, and I'm so glad you found our community. Right. So why in November was she having a whole room wanting? I don't know if she did it, but she was wanting a whole bedroom moved, and she said, I'll pay you. What was this chick up to? Was Proudfooter really not home a lot? I don't know. It's just weird. She's got this big man. Big man that can take his belt off and whack a disabled child with it. What else is going on Nextdoor? Making room for the daughter that he won't be getting. But yeah, isn't that interesting? I guess it's safe to say I can close down the phone line. Let me do that. Let me check my email. I think there was another Nextdoor. Hang on, let me try to find it. There's so many emails, but hang on. I actually replied to this one, so it should be easy to find. Yeah, apparently he was going to leave her, according to the PI. So how long has things been on the rocks? How long have things been on the rocks? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. She didn't ask for moving it out. I have to correct myself. She asked help to rearrange one bedroom's furniture on an evening or a weekend specifically. November the 14th. I need help to rearrange one bedroom's furniture on an evening or weekend. It's heavy, but most of it is on sliders. Just too heavy for me to slide without some help. Update for clarification. I will pay for your help. I am near Beach High. Whatever that means. She also posted on Tuesday, 2/27, but I don't have the deets on that. Also posting on there, we're looking everywhere, etc., etc. I don't know. She asked for, oh, yeah, that's right. She was looking for childcare online, too. And you know what? Seth said that when she worked, Sebastian came home and was by himself. I don't know. Strangely specific. Mm-hmm. It is. Rearrange one bedroom's furniture. It's heavy. I know dissolved reality wins. I noticed that too. Do you think they were in different bedrooms? No. What I'm saying is, do you think they were sleeping in different bedrooms when he was around? Did she move her shit into another bedroom? Mm-hmm. They need to be looking back to November as well, huh? I'm not saying he's not old enough to stay by himself. I never said he wasn't. But he said he was home by himself. She was looking for childcare online. Make it make sense. Yeah, Chris and Katie's separate bedroom. That's what I was wondering. What could she possibly have to move around that she can't move on sliders by herself? Those sliders are pretty freaking good. Danielle, thank you for gifting a membership and welcome, Michelle. Michelle, I hope you'll join us in our Discord.
And that was dropped within, I think, 2 weeks of it being put in place.
I've got a question about the belt incident. You're telling me that was the only time that you ever hit Sebastian with a belt?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also telling me that did not make it to CPS?
No, ma'am, that did not.
Yes, about a statement that Miss Proudfoot made earlier that canine dogs hit on the barn around the home and near a retention pond. Did that happen?
I'm not sure about the barn, but the retention pond, yes.
Because law enforcement says the dogs did not hit. But Miss Proudfoot says they did hit around the retention pond.
So there's been a lot of miscommunication in regards to what is and what is not. To help clear that up, law enforcement has actually spoken directly with me, showed me a few things. What I can tell you is from day one, there was 5 dogs that started the scent for the search. And then after that, from the next 8
This dick wasn't even there. How does he know?
days out from that, there have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had scent hits in various locations. But I would say a certain percentage of them tend to go toward the same spot, which would have been a retention pond.
So the law enforcement dogs did not hit on the retention pond. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they did. There was at least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond.
And the pond, those hits, have there been any other dog hits in and around the home or elsewhere?
Not from our K-9 team.
I'm very concerned, Brian, as you can imagine, because LE law enforcement has stated there were no K-9 hits outside the home, which I find very, very disturbing. Because if he had gone outside, particularly barefoot, there would definitely have been a scent trail. Now, we're hearing from the Proudfoots that there was a hit around that retention pond. How far is that pond from your home, Mr. Proudfoot?
Less than probably half a mile if you walk the whole path.
Is it through wooded area? Would he have had to walk through the woods to get there?
No, ma'am. You can actually walk either the main road or the subdivision. So the construction site is a subdivision, new addition that's being built, and they have a road that's going to be tied into our subdivision. So you could actually walk up that way, or you could walk to the main road and walk into it.
Did Sebastian ever sleepwalk?
No, ma'am.
Did the dogs follow the trail a half a mile?
So here we are again with this. Yes, they hit. Yes, they hit. Yes, they followed his scent to the construction site, to the retention pond. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. She's a fucking ninja. She's a cage fighter. She's a martial arts instructor. She's like the guy in Napoleon Dynamite. Bow to your sensei. But she can't move furniture? Oh, Linda Randalls. You ain't watched this till you've watched it with Jay is for Justice on our wonderful Wednesday watch party. Guys, tell Linda Randalls what she's missing.
Yes, ma'am.
They followed the trail all the way to that retention pond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very curious, as they are saying the dogs didn't pick anything up. Back to you, Brian Trasher. Would the dogs have barked if there had been an intruder or if Sebastian had left?
The dogs don't typically bark at me and Sebastian because they're used to us. Even if we get up, we come around, they don't typically bark.
Bullshit. I call bullshit. She's got Yorkies, Morkies. Those dogs don't want to be in their cages. Okay, so when you get up, if those mofos see you, you can bet your ass they're wanting to get out. You ain't fooling nobody, Proudfoot. I got your number with Yorkies because I bred Yorkies. I know my Yorkies.
Strangers, they do tend to bark, at least for a minute or two to get attention.
A minute or two? Those motherfuckers never shut up.
But no, ma'am, they don't typically bark at Sebastian and myself or Christopher.
What kind of dogs are they?
Morkies.
The YouTubers and TikTokers that do live stream.
Morkies. Morkies. She doesn't want to say it because she knows that they never shut up. I mean, that's why they're called yippy dogs. Yeah, they're yappers. Exactly, Terry.
Yes, ma'am.
They followed the trail all the way to that retention pond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very curious, as they are saying the dogs didn't pick anything up. Back to you, Brian Trasher. Would the dogs have barked if there had been an intruder or if Sebastian had left?
The dogs don't typically bark at me and Sebastian because they're used to us. Even if we get up, we come around, they don't typically bark. Strangers, they do tend to bark, at least for a minute or two to get attention. But no, ma'am, they don't typically bark at Sebastian and myself or Christopher.
What kind of dogs are they?
Morkies.
The YouTubers and TikTokers that do live stream probably do the most harm. We appreciate the attention.
Necessary. You know why it wasn't necessary for Seth? Because they verified Seth was at work. Seth was actually at work. This guy's like, oh, because of my location, I didn't take one either.
Set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Whatever happened to this?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
So the law enforcement dogs did not hit on the retention pond. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they did. There was at least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond.
And the pond, did the dogs follow the trail a half a mile?
Yes, ma'am.
They followed the trail all the way to that retention pond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very curious, as they are saying the dogs didn't pick anything up. Back to you, Brian. Would the dogs have barked if there had been an intruder or if Sebastian had left?
The dogs don't typically bark at me and Sebastian because they're used to us. Even if we get up, we
Doesn't
come around,
matter.
they don't
What did I do? Yeah, save them. Like my pillow. Why'd she say that if they want attention? They bark if they want attention.
Julio, thank you so much for being here.
This is Duchess.
Chris always treated my girls and son with nothing but kindness when we worked together. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Julio. I know that probably means a lot to him. That's right, Jennifer. I think everybody is searching. It doesn't sound like there's any animosity with anybody that's going on here. So, and please be respectful in the chat.
Wait for
if
Chris.
you want to come in here and attack the family, the moderators can show you to the door. There's no need to announce your departure. Light and Sound says, I pray he wasn't being bullied at school. I imagine classmates who knew him have been interviewed. And yes, I do believe Chris said that earlier. And did he typically take his phone places with him, guys, or did he normally leave it at home?
Believe it or not, it was actually a struggle to get him to carry his phone. He's not like your typical teenager. He's not these kids that, got to stick their head in the phone. He's not
glued to it.
He's not. Because of his restrictions, he knows that what it's for, it's a tool. It's not an entertainment device.
Wait, how is a phone a tool? What does that mean? It's a tool? He knows that the phone is a tool. It's not an entertainment device.
I heard a Largo with like a G.
Dude, yeah, wait a second. Sebastian wore Chris's shoes out of the house. Pammy, he could have. This is just my clip compilation of different interviews, guys.
He had his struggles with doing basic, simple things. And it was a constant reminder, a constant this. And all 3 parents have been extremely positive and constantly trying to get him like, hey, we got to do this, bud. We got to do that.
Take your phone.
Take your
Trying to
phone.
Teach him to be responsible and to think about it.
And then Julio, I can.
Oh my gosh, not Julio. So she's basically saying that, just like Jen Soto said, She was really forgetful. She left her phone at home that day, which, was not uncommon for her.
In the chat.
Wait for
if
Chris.
you want to come in here and attack the family, the moderators can show you to the door. There's no need to announce your departure. Light and Sound says, I pray he wasn't being bullied at school. I imagine classmates who knew him have been interviewed. And yes, I do believe Chris said that earlier. And did he typically take his phone places with him, guys, or did he normally leave it at home?
Believe it or not, it was actually a struggle to get him to carry his phone.
Believe it or not, he says, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. He says, believe it or not. Ripley's Believe It or Fucking Not with Chris Proudfoot.
He's not like your typical teenager. He's not these kids that, got to stick their head in the phone. He's not
glued to it.
He's not. Because of his restrictions, he knows that what it's for, it's a tool. It's not an entertainment device. He had his struggles with doing basic, simple things. And it was a constant reminder, a constant this. And all three parents have been.
It was a constant reminder. It was a constant this. That is very telling. Almost like he's convincing himself that he had his reasons. Oh, Julio, he said, came in to say, Proudfoot's a great guy. Proudfoot's a great guy. Attention. This guy's a POS.
He's not like your typical teenager. He's not these kids that, got to stick their head in the phone. He's not
glued to it.
He's not. Because of his restrictions, he knows that what it's for, it's a tool. It's not an entertainment device. He had his struggles with doing basic, simple things. And it was a constant reminder, a constant this. And all three parents have been extremely positive and constantly trying to get him like, hey, we got to do this, bud. We got to do that.
Take your phone.
Take your
Trying to
phone.
teach him to be responsible and to think about it.
And then Julio, I can contest. We worked together out in San Diego, so he's amazing.
I think that's.
Did you hear him? Was it Julio or was it Chris? Let's play a game. Let's play a game before we listen to this dispatch audio.
Shall we play a game?
Julio, make yourself known. This is going to be your poll question. Was Julio... I'm playing a stream of mine. Okay, here's the dispatch audio. Here we go. To the house.
Do we have an estimated time of start for the search process?
Call came in at 6:33 this morning.
Great, thank you.
Long.
Heading missing juvenile, 1008 Stafford Court, 1008 Stafford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male is not in the bed. We a white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
10-4 in the house.
47. I asked the call taker to ask if the juvenile has the phone. Great.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I slow this down. Just
No, we're not doing that.
They're so pleasant.
find
No.
out more about that night. Do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
He wasn't actually in the home at all that weekend.
You were not home.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so where were you, Mr. Proudfoot?
I was in Memphis, Tennessee.
How far away is that?
3 hours and 37 minutes from doorstep to doorstep.
And what were you doing in Memphis?
Working.
Where do you
hit 37-minute doorstep to doorstep? Who knows that? Dude, you're giving way too many details.
3 hours and 37 minutes from doorstep to doorstep.
And what were you doing in Memphis?
Working.
Where do you work?
I'm currently working, or was working, at the St. Jude Children's Hospital construction project.
Yes, I'm very familiar with St. Jude's. You said you were working there. Are you no longer working there?
Right now, that's up in the air.
Well, you've been gone ever since Sebastian went missing, so I understand. When you are home, do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
Okay, so I'm wondering why she keeps asking if they sleep in the same bedroom. What is the point of her asking? She asked more than once, too. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. But let's go back about 10 seconds here.
That's up in the air.
Well, you've been gone ever since Sebastian went missing, so
I think he laughed about Julio because Katie was actually Julio. There ain't nobody coming in no chat room on YouTube to back this douchebag up. There is no way. I ain't buying it. Some long lost coworker Julio from California is coming in to say, Proudfoot's a good dude. He's been around my kids. I'm vouching for him. Peace out. Julio out. You've been gone ever since Sebastian went missing.
I know. He acts like
What does that mean?
CEO of St. Jude's.
How has he been gone
Bye,
ever since
Marianne.
Sebastian went missing? Am I
Have a
missing
great
something
weekend.
here? Have a wonderful
understand.
weekend, Marianne.
When you are home, do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a 3-bedroom home?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is your room as it relates to Sebastian's room?
It's on the opposite end of the house. The master bedroom's on one side, and the other 2 bedrooms are on the other side of the house.
Okay, so your master bedroom is on one side of the house and Sebastian's room is on the other side of the house. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you have a 3rd bedroom that I believe you keep for your other daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that Faith? Is your other daughter named Faith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where is Faith's bedroom as it relates to Sebastian's bedroom?
It's in the back side of the house. Sebastian's bedroom
So
is in the
it's-
front side of the house.
Okay. So his bedroom is away from Faith's bedroom and away from your master bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but they just said that there's 2 bedrooms on one side, one and the master on the other. You hear that? But then they just said something different. Listen to this part.
Okay. So his is on ground floor, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That morning, was there any sign of a break-in through a window, a front door, a back door, sliding down?
Wait, did I miss it?
3 hours and 37 minutes.
Let's go back about 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is your room as it relates to Sebastian's room?
It's on the opposite end of the house. The master bedroom's on one side, and the other 2 bedrooms are on the other side of the house.
Master bedroom is on one side. The other 2 bedrooms are on the other side of the house. But now listen what they say after this.
Okay, so your master bedroom is on one side of the house and Sebastian's room is on the other side of the house. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so she just got them to confirm they're in the master. Sebastian's on the other side next to the 3rd bedroom. Let's slow this down. Slow it down. We know it's a 3-bedroom. We know this, okay? So we gotta listen because she's walking them through stages of a question, okay? Questioning. We've established that the master's on one side, 2 bedrooms on the other. We established that they stay in the master bedroom and Sebastian stays on the other side of the house. Do we understand this? Are we all on the same page? Now listen. They're going to ask about Faith's room.
Okay. Now, you have a 3rd bedroom that I believe you keep for your other daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that Faith? Is your other daughter named Faith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where is Faith's bedroom as it relates to Sebastian's bedroom?
It's in the back side of the house. Sebastian's bedroom is on the front side of the house.
Okay. So his bedroom is away from Faith's bedroom and away from your master bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Sebastian's room on a top floor or a ground level?
We have a ranch style house. It's a 1.5 story. So everything is flat, and then you have the bonus room above the garage.
Okay. So his is on ground floor, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That morning, was there any sign of a break-in through a window, a front door, a back door, a sliding glass door, anything at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No sign of forced entry. Was anything taken from the home at all?
Not that we could find anything. We couldn't find anything missing.
I want to circle back to Sebastian's shoes regarding if anything was missing. Do you have a burglar alarm?
La, 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 la. You don't hold a count.
No, ma'am.
Do you have a Ring doorbell cam?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have the 2 of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Okay, that was crazy. I have not. Wasn't it him all over Facebook saying, yes, and the result is passed?
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out. Be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand.
But Nancy's like, let me take a drink because I am about to call this guy out on his shit. What is he even talking about?
And I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand. Miss Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
That night, Miss Proudfoot, at midnight when you went to bed, what did you do until midnight?
I had been reading a chapter that I needed to, and I had been talking to my husband on the phone.
She was reading a chapter and talking on the phone. This chick is like Superwoman. Superwoman. Can we get Sebastian back and make this lady just go poof? Gone.
Flung.
I was fallen asleep on him. So that's when he told me it was around midnight. He told me to go ahead and put the dogs up and go to bed. And that's what I did. I got.
Okay. You know what else he says? Look at him. Oh, Chris Proudfoot, I'm exhausted and my lies are catching up with me. You know what? He says they went to bed at the same time. How can you go to bed at the same time, yet she falls asleep? I can't with her. She falls asleep. And you're still awake and you say, hey, you better go to bed 3 hours later. Doesn't even make sense. I think they felt like they maybe wish they didn't. But you know what? They almost had to do it because Seth did it. And Nancy was reaching out and reaching out and reaching out. And the more that they ignore Nancy, the more she's going to say, we've asked the Proudfoots and they aren't responding. So I think they were back to the corner with this one. And
that reminds me of another question. Do you guys have a motion sensor light or lights on the outside of your house?
Yes, we do have lights on the outside of our house.
Did they activate that night?
They're not motion censored. We have lights.
Were they on that night?
Exactly, potato.
Were they on that night? So the lights were out the whole night?
Yes, ma'am. We don't typically turn the floodlights on.
Were there any lights outside the house on at all?
Just my little solar lights that we have in the garden.
There's two lights on the side of the house above the garage that are on at all times.
Oh, yeah, those are on.
Oh, there's a light above the garage that's on at all times?
There's two, yes, ma'am.
And that just came up. He's been missing for a month. And they're just now realizing that there's lights on? Okay, ignore that. She works in security. This was in the beginning. Okay.
From your previous interviews, nothing of any evidentiary value was caught. And also, in another statement you gave, I understand that the video of the two flashlights, and I'm saying that with air quotes, that's not exactly what that was at all. We now don't believe that two flashlights were observed around your home. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're very correct.
You're very correct.
Okay. Question regarding your vehicles. Ms. Proudfoot,
Okay, before we get to the vehicles, I'm trying to figure out why he's so hell-bent on saying that the dogs traced Sebastian sent to the retention pond. But they're very hell-bent that that was not flashlight. Speaking of the GoFundMe, is it true that that was started just a few days after Sebastian went missing? Like 3 days after? I've never seen it, so I don't know. I just saw that. I didn't know if someone could verify it. Hold on a second. There's a couple other things I want to talk about. Oh, yes. This is very important, guys. I'm so glad I looked at my phone. This is so important. Let's get this video off here. This is old. All right. Let's start with this photo. This is Melissa Nicole Proudfoot Seth whatever you say, however you say her freaking name. This is apparently them. This was posted on February 27th. I don't know if she... Wait a minute. Well, Sebastian was reported missing on the 26th. She posted this after he went missing. Was it 3 days? Can someone confirm? It was started a few days after. Yeah. February the 29th. Wow, that's fast. And it's still going strong, huh? 2 months. Sheesh. What's the goal? I mean, that's like a year's salary. Pammy K. Jay, did any neighbors notice Sebastian's bedroom light on? Not that I know of. Oh, there's another vigil tonight? $229.24. Thanks, Kayla. Thanks, guys. Can't keep all this straight in my head, you know? Started on a leap year. He looks very skinny, so we're going to talk about that. I don't have the description. This is all I have. But can we talk for a minute? Do you remember when the dispatch said a purple hoodie? Does he have a purple hoodie? And I thought it said Homer Simpson on it. Yeah, I'm a broke bitch, Terry Lynn. That's like that's a lot of money to me. That's a hell of a lot of money to me. Do you remember when they asked about a purple hoodie in the dispatch? I guess, hey, Earth Angel, I guess I'm going to pull up the dispatch. What the heck is Guam? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we have a new interview. We'll watch that in a second. I just saved it to watch later. Oh, tonight's Light the Path for Sebastian. I hope there's more people there than there has been at these vigils. Is it going to be at a time where it's going to be dark and they can actually do a vigil? I hope. Because vigils are usually like candles and it's a big deal. The flyer is beautiful, actually. I hope more people come. Do y'all remember the purple hoodie, though? Hell yeah, Casey Marie, me too. That's the niece, I believe. That's the niece. Who really came out of the freaking restaurant? Was it Sebastian or was it the niece? Y'all. Get Guam and Alaska out of your brains. Who? Listen. Who was really seen coming out the restaurant? Are we sure it was Sebastian? Because remember, in the one Olivia thing, she's like, we went and picked up our niece. And like, Chris is like, Yay, Terry Lynn. That's awesome. That's just in a little while. I don't know if they saw a kid in the hoodie or if they found a hoodie. The vigil is at the bridge. It's going to be lit up green. That's amazing. Yeah, angel spirit. I do think that's weird. That is friend of niece. Well, I don't know about the person, but listen.
Kelly Lane 1000. We're going to work our way north of Kelly Lane. You want to take one side of the road, we'll take the other since y'all started there. That's fine. I'll get these two houses right here, and we'll take the right side. We log a neighborhood Facebook page. Post was made 1023. Checked. No motion on camera.
Hang on, I'm trying to find that.
We've had an additional caller call in that lives in the same area, stating she saw someone that made the description on Hogan's Branch, male with sandy blonde hair, with a bag wrapped around his head. She also stated he had on a reflective jacket approximately 2 hours ago.
12-2-16. Do you have somebody that can respond to that?
Did she say reflective jacket?
War. I was out with that subject last night. Blonde with a reflective jacket. He's in his 20s.
Oh.
You know, if anybody check this one, we'll be in straight across from the retention pond. That's a camera.
Hold on.
Do we have an estimated time of start for the search process?
Call came in at 6:33 this morning.
Great, thank you. 12 to any units that are going to be assisting with 1008. Please come to 1008 Stafford Court now, please.
Oh, go ahead.
We have any history of this address?
I am not showing any history in the cab with this address.
Rice, where'd y'all start? Start at the beginning of Kelly Lane 1000. We're going to work our way north of Kelly Lane. You want to take one side of the road, we'll take the other since y'all started there. That's fine. I'll get these two houses right here, and we'll take the right side. We log a neighborhood Facebook page. Post was made 1023. Checked. No motion on camera.
Unit on Stafford. We've had an additional caller call in that lives in the same area, stating she saw someone that made the description on Hogan's Branch, male with sandy blonde hair, with a bag wrapped around his head. She also stated he had on a reflective jacket approximately 2 hours ago.
12-2-16. Do you have somebody that can respond to that? War. I was out with that subject last night. Blonde with a reflective jacket. He's in his 20s.
I was out with that subject last night? What does that mean? I was out with that subject last night. He's in his 20s? What? Who said that? Who said that?
Reflective jacket. He's in his 20s. You know, if anybody check this one.
Like, what does that even mean?
Unit on Stafford. We've had an additional caller call in that lives in the same area, stating she saw someone that made the description on Hogan's Branch, male with sandy blonde hair, with a bag wrapped around his head. She also stated he had on a reflective jacket approximately 2 hours ago.
12-2-16. Do you have somebody that can respond to that? War. I was out with that subject last night. Blonde with a reflective jacket. He's in his 20s. You know, if anybody check this one. We'll be in straight across from the retention pond. That's a camera.
Straight across from the retention pond, a camera. Hold on, here's more.
Do we have an estimated time of start for the...
Wait, is that the same one?
Report Hendersonville. Be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked.
He's supposed to be in the home before midnight. Did I hear that right? Let's listen to this whole thing. That was the search audio. That came later in the morning. This is the very beginning, okay? Was it raining? He already dealt with them. Okay.
Do we have an estimated time of start for the search process?
Call came in at 6:33 this morning.
Great, thank you.
Heidi missing juvenile, 1008 Stafford Court, 1008 Stafford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male is not in the bed. We had a white male, 3 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
10-4 around.
47. I asked the call taker to ask if the juvenile has a phone. Great. Central to 68. I am Mrs. Fire Call.
It is.
Central to 47-180, Warren 12. Juvenile left his son at the house. The mother is driving around looking for him in the Victoria Place subdivision, and she is driving a baby blue Infiniti.
I'm in the area. Check long haul out, just same way. You can take me off the assist fire. I'll be en route to the missing juvenile. Next, pick track back up. Going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach. That's I'm behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Negative. This is all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing? Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond. No shoes, just footprints? My shoes, Max went straight into the pond. Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water. Yeah, do you see any prints around it? There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt headed straight this way on the track that he was running. Truck 47, what kind of shoe does he wear? Size 10. To any units that are going to be assisting with 1008. Please come to 1008 Stafford Court now, please.
Okay, well, that wasn't the part that had the damn, thank you so much, Sunset. If call said bag overhead and said hair color over can mean above, we keep using on over. Oh, bag. With a bag over. Got you. Like the lingo talk. Over. Thank you. That makes sense, Sunset. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for being here too. But anyways, back to this picture really quick. There's purple on his sweatshirt as well. Well, not only I made note that he was very thin. and could possibly be wearing a pull-up. And there's purple underneath here. And I know there was a hoodie mentioned that had purple. If y'all can find it, comment in the comment section down below. We have been going for 3 hours, y'all, and I am out of here. Kristen, I just missed you. But yeah, I've got to scoot on out of here. I've got my grandbaby blowing up my phone. I got to go eat. I haven't had anything to eat yet today. So I'm going to wrap this up on that note. I thought the hoodies were interesting, that there was a purple hoodie near Sebastian the last day of that we know that he was seen. Was this actually on that Sunday? Do we know? Did anybody go to the bowling alley and say, hey, were they here? I'm sure the cops did, but I haven't heard anything. Thank you guys. The Wheel of Friday was a success. And thank you so much. We're going to roll our credits and get on out of here. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. See ya. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. It's so you wanna be me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently.
Bring it all in.
Stick it to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs.
Cocaine. Cocaine. It's cocaine.
It's cocaine.
I don't want Jennifer or two Jennifers.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.